Mason Greenwood has formally been charged with attempted rape. The Manchester United forward was taken into custody back in January with allegations. There's been a number of rumors, a number of reports, a number of idiotic so-called Man United fans across social media over many, many months proclaiming the innocence of the individual. There was claims just yesterday that the case was over and there'd be no further action facing Mason Greenwood. And of course, myself and many at the Terrace have kept, or everybody at the Terrace has kept very, very quiet about this because of the severity of the situation. We wanted to wait until some facts of the matter were revealed. And here we can see that the Crown Prosecution Service has today authorized Greater Manchester Police to charge Mason Greenwood, 21 years of age, with attempted rape, engaging in controlling behavior, assault associated with actual bodily harm. All three counts relate to the same complainant. Specialist rape prosecutor from the CPS Northwest Complex Case Unit authorized the charges following a review of the file of evidence received from Greater Manchester Police. The defendant's first court appearance will take place on Monday, the 17th of October at Greater Manchester Magistrates Court. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds all concerned that criminal proceedings against the defendant are active and that he has the right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice those proceedings. So, of course, this is the announcement. That is what we're talking about. And that's really the main message here. This is a serious, serious allegation. The individual, Mason Greenwood, was arrested and released on bail pending further investigations back in January. The reason I have not spoken publicly about this since is for the very reason stated there by the Crown Prosecution Service. Mason Greenwood deserves a fair trial. As per the judicial system within the United Kingdom, you are innocent until proven guilty. And the alleged victim equally needs to be listened to, taken 100% seriously, and the full force of the law in terms of investigating this matter needs to be applied. This has clearly taken a number of months to get to a situation where they feel they can move forward, and that has now happened. I think for me as a father, for me as a man, for me as a human being, a lot of what I've seen online in the past few months has been very frustrating to me. I've kept my powder dry. I have not engaged. I have saved and screenshotted just for reference a number of these tweets and reports of no further action. The player and the Mason Greenwood and the young lady in question are now living together again. I've been told by friends of Mason that there's no further action. The reason I'm not going to share any of that is based on what the Crown prosecution have asked for. This is an ongoing trial and nothing should be put out there to prejudice the case. So I'm not going to show any of these things. I'm also not going to name any of the individuals that are putting this out there because I'm not going to give them any attention that I think that they are craving so desperately with the lies they are posting across social media. My message is very much this to anybody out there that has been talking about this with such ease. My message to people that have been defending Mason Greenwood blindly, not defending him from having a free trial. I think that is fair to say that, listen, I'm going to not cast any aspersions. I'm not going to say anything until all the facts, the full facts are completely revealed. I respect that. I do. But the way people are, after every Man United defeat, begging for Mason Greenwood to come back, saying that he's definitely innocent, all of this nonsense that's been put out there right up until yesterday. Yesterday, there were huge claims that the case was dropped. I saw a tweet that said on something like the 10th of September, the defendant, i.e. Mason Greenwood, was told that there'd be no further action, and in due course over the next month or so, there'd be a formal announcement by the players' camp, by the Crown Prosecution Service, and then by Manchester United. And I just kind of looked at it and thought to myself, I smell a rat. There's something here does not add up. Of course, I kept my powder dry. I remain professional, and we now get the facts of the matter. He was rearrested, according to a number of outlets this morning. Now, some thought that was to do with breaching bail conditions. It now turns out, by all accounts, that rearrest was to bring him in to formally charge him, and he has now been released again on bail, pending the court appearance on the 17th, which of course will be this forthcoming Monday. And in terms of Mason Greenwood, I've already stated he deserves a free trial, as does every single human being in the world. Everybody deserves a free trial. Everybody deserves their day in court. Everybody deserves to be heard, and he will be hopefully afforded that. And the reason, whether I think he's guilty or not, based on the evidence we've all seen online, is irrelevant to him not being given a free trial. I'm somebody that believes, irrespective of your personal feelings to a matter, the judiciary system and the process has to be fair for all parties involved. The reason that I want that is because there'll be some, you just don't want corners being cut, laws being broken to punish anybody. Even if you think they're guilty, the law needs to remain impartial, fair, accurate, and have integrity at all times. Because as soon as those corners start being cut, at some point it will lead to a situation where guilty people get found innocent or get let off or get released, and it makes it much, much harder for victims in these situations. So it's very important a fair trial is undertaken. At the same time, I'm asking here, you know, if anybody hears this that is sharing these messages of support for Mason. I'm not talking about saying let him have a free trial. I'm talking about he is definitely innocent. He's not going to be charged. He'll be back at Man United soon. These idiots that every few weeks release rumors that he's back in training at Man United, or he can be back next week. Please stop. Please respect the severity of this situation. It is a heinous, horrible, disgraceful, unforgivable crime that Mason Greenwood has now been formally charged with. That has to resonate with you. Respect to the alleged victim is needed. And for a moment, drop your colours. You might be a Man United fan, you might be a Red, but drop your colours. And just allow this situation to come to its conclusion without nonsense, without trolling, without abuse online. Please. Because I think everybody involved deserves that, and it's right for that to happen. Stop crying for him every time a player in the Man United team you don't like misses an opportunity and chance, because this situation is so much more important, so much deeper than that of football. And it is important that nothing prejudices the situation. Even if you're given information from a friend, you see a screenshot from a friend of the victim or a friend of Mason Greenwood. Don't share it. Don't put it out there. Allow the system to do its job properly. But look, there's not much more to be said in the situation. We all know how we personally feel about this based on the evidence we've all seen and the evidence that we've all heard. He will be now going to court. He has now been formally charged, and there's more than likely going to be a full Crown Court proceedings where every single bit of information in relation to this will be revealed. Then the truth will be set free, as it were. And I just wonder whether some people can actually handle that truth or not. That's all there is to be said on this matter. Take care, and I'll speak to you all again soon.